Here's a puzzle every Python dev eventually hits. You have one list. You read prices sub 2, Python finds it instantly. You insert at the front and on a big list, your script just crawls. Same list, two wildly different costs. Why? The read is the fast one. Prices sub 2, Python walks straight to that bin in a single step, whether the list has 3 items or 3 million. That's O of 1. But insert at index 0, that one crawl. Every bin has to shuffle right to make room. That's O of n, and by the end of this video you'll see exactly why the front costs a million moves and the end costs none. The one insert that's secretly a million-step operation. Before any Python, picture a numbered shelf, a row of equal width bins, bin 0 at a known start. You hand over a tote, it goes in a bin. That's the whole shape of a list. The picker doesn't count from bin 0 to find bin 2. They run a little address calculation, start, plus 2 times the bin width, and that's the address of bin 2. One step every time. That trick only works because two things are true. The bins are contiguous, shoulder to shoulder, and every bin is the same width. So the picker walks straight to bin 2, no counting from 0. That's the whole trick. So here's the rename. This is an array, contiguous cells, fixed width. In Python, it's called a list. Let's watch one fill up, tote by tote. Granular build, step 1. We start with an empty shelf, 0 bins allocated for values, nothing on it yet. Watch how each tote lands. In code, an empty list is just prices equals square brackets. Right now the shelf is empty, no bins, waiting for totes. Now we append the first tote, 0.40. Append always goes to the next free slot at the end, so it drops at index 0. One tote, one bin. Then we extend with 2 more, 0.30 and 0.65. They land at indices 1 and 2, shoulder to shoulder. 3 totes, 3 bins, and the index is just the position. You read it straight off the bin number. Step 2, the mechanism that makes access free. Ask for any index and Python does not count from 0. Watch, we write prices sub 2. That's the ask, go get me the tote at index 2. Python runs the address calculation start, plus 2 times the bin width and lands on the exact bin. No loop, no scanning, just arithmetic. One hop 0.65. And it's one hop whether you asked for index 2 or index 2 million. That's O of 1, index arithmetic, no loop. Step 3, adding a tote. The end of the shelf is open, so append goes straight there. We append 0.50. It drops at index 3, the next free slot. Nothing else on the shelf moved. That's O of 1 on average, amortized. Every so often the shelf runs out of room and Python resizes it, copying every tote. The same O of n work the front pays. But a resize is rare, so spread across many appends it's still constant per append. Insert at the front pays that O of n every single time. That's the whole difference. Step 4, the payoff. We insert at index 0, but bin 0 is already taken. So what does Python do? It has to open a gap at position 0, make room for the new tote at the front. And to make that room, every bin to the right shifts one step right. 0.99 lands at 0, and the old 0, 1, 2, 3 each slide into 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bins moved. That's O of n, every bin to the right moved one step. And there's the open loop closed. The front costs a million moves on a million item list, the end costs none. Same shelf, opposite ends, opposite costs. Step 5, removing a tote. Same shelf, 2 ways to remove. Watch the difference. First, pop with no argument, that's the end. The last bin lifts off, nothing else moved, O of 1. Now pop sub 0 the front. The first bin lifts off, and the rest all shift left to close the gap. Same shuffle as insert in reverse. So the end is cheap, The front is expensive, exactly the same rule as insert. If you're pushing and popping at the front, a list is the wrong shelf. Quick pause. You've seen the mechanism, contiguous bins, address arithmetic, the front is expensive rule. Now the moves, slicing, membership, comprehension, and then two traps that bite people in interviews. Let's go. Move 1, slicing. We write prices sub 1:3. That means indices 1 and 2, the stop is exclusive. Python reads those two bins out, 0.30 and 0.65, and drops them into a brand new list. Slicing copies its O of K, where K is the slice length. You did not get a view, you got a fresh shelf. Move 2, membership, is 0.65 in prices. Python has to actually look. It checks bin 0, nope. Bin 1, nope. Bin 2, yep. 3 checks to find it. If the value weren't there, it'd check every single bin. That's O of N on a list because a list has no hash, no address trick for values. If you need fast lookups, reach for a set or a dict, those are O of 1. We covered that in the dictionaries video. Move 3, a list comprehension. Read each tote, transform it, drop the result into a new shelf, all in one line. Each value flows through the expression, V times 100, rounded. 0.40 becomes 40 and so on, and lands in a new list, 40, 30, 65. One output per input, so O of N, a comprehension, always builds a fresh shelf. Trap 1, the interview surprise. You write nums equals 1, 2, 3. Looks like 3 ints sitting in a row, right? They're not. Each slot holds a reference, a pointer, to a separate int object somewhere else in memory. Does that break the address math from earlier? No. The cells are still contiguous and fixed with, they just hold pointers instead of the ints. So start plus I times the pointer size still lands on cell I in O of 1. Access stays constant, 1 extra indirection, that's all, which is fine for most code, but if you need a real packed array of ints, use array.array with a type code, or numpy. Those store values inline, cache-friendly, and save a lot of memory. Trap 2, the aliasing bug. You want a 3x3 grid of zeros, so you write open bracket 0 close bracket times 3 close bracket times 3. Looks fine. Then you set grid sub 0 to 9. You meant to change one cell, but all 3 rows changed. Every row's first cell is now 9. Why? Because multiply copies references. All 3 rows are the exact same list object. You wrote one cell, 3 moved. The fix: use a comprehension, open bracket 0 close bracket times 3 close bracket for underscore in range 3. That builds a fresh row each iteration, so the rows are independent. Memorize this one. It's a classic interview gotcha. Pause and screenshot this, it's the whole deck on one screen. The mechanism: a list is a contiguous array of pointers. Index equals start plus I times width, so access is O of 1. The costs: access O of 1, append O of 1 amortized. Insert at 0 and pop 0 are O of N because of the shift. Membership is O of N because there's no hash. And slice is O of K, the two traps. Lists store pointers, not values, and multiply copies references. Save this to your DSA prep playlist. You'll want it when we hit the trickier structures. One more thing. You just saw that a list makes the front expensive. Insert at 0 and pop 0 are both O of N, so when you need to push and pop at both ends, is a list still the right shelf? What's the structure that makes both ends O of 1? Drop your guess in the comments. I read every single one. Here's the hint. A list forces every bin to sit in one contiguous row. That's why the front is expensive. But what if the bins were scattered, each just tagged with where the next one lives? Then inserting at the front is just writing one tag, no shift. That's a linked list, and it's the next video. Guess which insert becomes O of 1 when bins don't have to be neighbors. If this clicked subscribe, there's a full DSA series coming, each structure building on the last one. See you in the linked list video.